Okay, good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the inaugural hangout of the Surname Society. I am, as you can see from the lower part of my screen, Kirsty Gray, and I am the chair of the new society. Now, we're gathered here today, don't panic, we're not going to get married, but to introduce ourselves to you, the surname community, and tell you more about the new society and take any questions that you might have about the new Surname Society that we've formed. Earlier this year, a small group of people gathered to discuss what was needed in the field of surname studies to support 21st century researchers. An online questionnaire was designed, and with minimal publicity, over 200 responses were received to tell the team that there was a need for a new society and to help us with the planning stages. The society has been founded with a core vision and ethos of collaborating in surname studies in an online environment, connecting like-minded people by providing facilities which enable members to share knowledge, data and good practice with each other. The Society allows members to register both worldwide and limited studies and is entirely online. Don't worry though, when the team first came together we weren't all experts in how Google Plus worked. We didn't all use Twitter and we don't use the same methods in our surname studies. And the membership of course will be the same. We'll all bring different strengths to the table, and as a group, we're all here to support and collaborate with one another. To make sure we've got as many glitches out of our processes and systems, we've launched in kind of mini launch pads over the last couple of weeks. But having said that, we already have over 300 surnames and variants registered, and we haven't even launched to the world yet. But that's enough from me. You probably want to hear from the rest of the team. If you've got any questions for us, please do post them in the community or on our Facebook page, and we'll answer those in a short while. You'll notice there are only 5 people actually present in the Hangout today, although there's 7 people who are actually on the committee and who've been part of the formation of the Surname Society. That's because some of the team are actually based in Canada. Now, I hope they're fast asleep right now. We've got 7 people on the committee, 5 of whom are here, and they're based all around the globe. Elizabeth and Linda, I'll introduce their roles as we go through, but as I said, they're in Canada, so they'll be fast asleep right now. So you've got 5 of us here today. So I'll hand over first of all to Steve, and I'll let him introduce who he is, what his role is in the team, and a little bit more about him.
Hi everybody, I'm Steve Williams, and I'm the Vice Chair. My role, I believe, is basically to support Kirsty and the rest of the team. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Right, it's gone. Always happens, not to worry. Yeah, my role is support Kirsty and the rest of the team. And without having a major function, I'm able to ask all the awkward questions and make the rest of the team squirm a bit. My background, I'm retired, living in Chorley, England. I was in full-time employment. I was in IT and then working with the ambulance service. Came into genealogy via family history. Basically tried to find my adopted grandfather. I joined the local Family History Society. I'm now president of the Lancashire Family History and Heraldry Society. I'm chairman of the local Chorley branch of the society, and I still haven't found my grandfather's ancestors. My interest in surname studies is the name Outhwaite, who was my maternal grandmother. One of the little projects I took on for the Surname Society was to set up our School of Surnames, which is a way we can pool all our resources and we can contact each other. So it's well worth checking that out on the website. I think that's all I've got to say, Kirsty.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Steve. And I think the School of Surnames has certainly gone down very well, because the document that you drafted up, I think, has been downloaded more times than we've actually got members. So amazing. Obviously gone down very well with the members so far. So I'll now hand over to Mandy and let her introduce herself and her role in the team.
Hi, I'm Mandy Blake. I live in Wiltshire in the UK. I'm the secretary of the society, which is one of the more behind-the-scenes posts. I deal with membership applications, both online and by post, and ensure that membership records are properly maintained. I'm the person at the end of the info@ email address, either dealing with the queries myself or passing them on to the relevant member of the team for action. I also produce agendas and minutes for our committee meetings. In my previous life, I was a managing director's PA and then a school administrator. I started my family history research about 12 years ago after I'd made contact with my birth family as an adoptee. And then more recently, I started a surname study into my maiden name of Stribling, which is basically a Devon surname. But there are a lot in America, so I'm pleased that our society is worldwide, and I'm really looking forward to developing my own surname study and to helping develop the society as well.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Mandy. The next person would probably be Linda if she was here, because she's actually our treasurer. Now, she's the most recent addition to the team. She was one of our kind of beta testers for the first rollout of the website. And Linda read all the pages of the website in so much detail that she actually realised that we had a vacancy for a treasurer. And Linda runs her own company over in Ottawa. No, not Ottawa, sorry, Newmarket in Ontario. Too many O words. I've only just come back from there as well, so I should know. But she noticed that there was a vacancy for a treasurer, so she's going to be managing the finances of the society. I think she'll be joining us in future Hangouts, so I'll let her introduce herself in more detail when we get to that point. As I say, she's the newest member of the team. I think I'm probably the luckiest member of the team because I'm probably the only person who's actually met everybody in person. So on that note, I'll pass on to the person who's furthest away from me right now, which is Jenny. So I'll let you introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, everybody, I'm Jenny Fairs, and I'm the face behind the Society's social networking. I live in the beautiful Sutherland Shire of Sydney with my partner Roger, with a dozen goldfish and a vast selection of wild birds, including a visiting family of 5 laughing kookaburras. My grandmother World War I bride, and she arrived in Australia on the 1st of January 1920. From Scotland, and listening to her stories back home whetted my appetite for genealogy. From there, the addiction grew, and in 1991 I completed 4 years of study at the University of New England in Armidale, New South Wales, on local and applied history, and in 1994 I completed the Diploma of Family History Studies from the Society of Australian Genealogists. I'm a past secretary of the Australasian Federation of Family History Organisations, and I've been the administrator of the North Antrim Local Interest List for the past 10 years. I work in book publishing, and having worked on more than 100 books in the history and biography genre, I have been very fortunate to utilise my research skills for various book authors, including my own book, which was published back in 1995, called Family and Local History Sources in the Sydney area, and that was when you still had to visit repositories and wind microfilm reels. My interest in single surname study came about from researching Roger's family tree. His maternal grandmother was Edinburgh. It's not a common name, and over the past 25 years I've accumulated a large amount of material on all Edinburghs worldwide. I'm also about to register my research into the Dempsey surname of County Antrim in Northern Ireland with the Society, and knowing what I know now on doing a surname study, I am really looking forward to working on it in a far better organised manner. The modern concept and ideas of the Surname Society really excite me, and I'm looking forward to my involvement with the Society as it grows to the forefront of genealogy. it.
Great. I think Jenny's picked up on a good point there in terms of organising and learning from your mistakes. Because I've certainly done that in my research. And if I could turn back the clock and do it all over again, I'd probably do it very differently. Okay, I will pass over to Colin, who's the only person in the room who hasn't introduced himself, and then I'll finish up with introducing Elizabeth after.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Colin Spencer. I'm the webmaster for the Surname Society. As we are purely an online society, you will no doubt see or hear more from me than anybody else, as I've been responsible for building the website and the functionality that you have or haven't so far got. We've got plans to move this on in the future, but obviously if you've got anything you would particularly like to see on the website, please let me know. A little bit about myself. I'm retired. I live in Spain, where I've been living now for some 11 years. My previous life, I was a senior manager within a FTSE 100 company, working in their IT department. Prior to that, a bit of time working for myself, and then before that I was a police officer in the UK. I've been researching my family history for over 30 years now, having been encouraged by my great aunt, and in fact my one name study, which I've been doing now, surname study, for about 3 years or so, is into her maiden name and also my paternal grandmother's maiden name of Lefebvre, ultimately from France, and they spread themselves around the world. The French research is particularly challenging, but hey, that's why we do it. That's about it from me at this stage, so back to you, Kirsty.
Brilliant, thanks very much. Obviously Colin's been integral in the building, as he said, of the website, and there are so many things that we could possibly want to have on there. We've got lots of plans for the future. Over the forthcoming months you'll certainly see lots of new things coming up. We haven't put it all online already, but there are lots of projects and plans that we have, so watch this space. The last person who would be on the team, were she awake, she is on the team but she's not awake, is Elizabeth Blake Kipp. Blake being her maiden name, and that's her main surname study, which is huge. But she, in terms of her role on the team, is our newsletter editor. So our newsletters are published quarterly, and they'll be available online. So they're going to be published in February, May, August and November, because obviously we're launching in November, so that's the first one to come out. So they'll be kind of in the middle of what we would have as quarters in the UK in terms of our GRO registrations. So February, May, August and November. It's all published online, so it's not a printed document. Nothing's ever mailed out from us apart from emailed. So that also gives us the opportunity to have as big a newsletter or as small a newsletter, depending on how many articles we actually have. So the first newsletter will be coming out imminently. It's almost completed already. So if anybody's got any contributions that they'd like to give to the newsletter, I'm sure Elizabeth would be delighted to hear from you. Although Elizabeth has a long history in terms of her husband's been involved in family history, genealogy for a very long time. She actually only started tracing her own ancestry in 2003. But it's amazing how much she's done since then, and she's absolutely so knowledgeable about all the different surnames that she's registered with us, and there's quite a few that are on there that are linked to her. I think there's an Ellen Taylor that she was telling me when I was staying with her just earlier this week, that she has every single birth certificate for every Ellen Taylor over a period of about 4 years in Birmingham, because she didn't know which one was hers. So she could do a one-person study on every Ellen Taylor that's ever lived in Birmingham over that period of time. But Elizabeth has an awful lot to offer the society. She's very knowledgeable about DNA studies as well. So she'll certainly be joining us on other hangouts later on. So have we got any questions from the community, Colin? I know you're keeping an eye on things. Have any of our viewers got any questions for us that they'd like to ask?
Not that I've seen. Let me just do a quick refresh just to make sure that, but it doesn't look like there are at the moment. I think they've been absolutely flummoxed by what
We've
we're
stunned them
saying.
into silence.
No, there is nothing at the moment. There's no questions on us at this precise moment.
Okay, well, shall I hand back to you, Colin, to talk a little bit more about how to join, why people might want to join, and how to join?
Yes, okay. Why should you join us? Well, as we've already covered, if you look at genealogical and family history research in the 21st century, the vast majority of us now, unlike in days past, do our research online, and it can be a fairly solitary existence. And what we hope to achieve is a community where like-minded researchers can get together, regardless of where they are in the world, and help each other with research. Unlike some other organisations, we don't put restrictions on studies. Your study can be worldwide, or it can be down to a county or parish level in county in the UK, parish level in the States. All we ask is that your study is about the name and not about a particular line of that name. We encourage collaboration, and we've geared the website around having more than one person studying a name, regardless of where they are in the world, and utilising the website so that they can in fact collaborate easily. The advantage of being an online organisation means that we can keep our membership fee relatively low. It's £5 UK, which works out to about €6.5, $7.5 US. And so for that, you can join the organisation and register as many names as you are studying. There's no additional fees. Currently on the website, we have a 24/7 chat room where you can just sign in as a member and chat with anybody else who happens to be online, ask questions, advice. We also have a forum on the website where you can do structured inquiries and questions. And there'll be more to come. One of the next things to appear will be a members database of all the names that you have within your study, should you wish to upload them. There's more databases and functionality to come to the website, but as I mentioned previously, let us know what you would like to see on the website, and if it's possible, we'll try and deliver it. We intend to hold these Hangouts on the first and third Saturdays of every month. The first one will be in the morning UK time, which should allow anyone in the Australasia area right through Europe to the UK to join. And then the third one third Saturday of the month, that will be later in the day UK time, which will mean that anybody from Europe, the UK, and across into the Americas can join in. We want to keep these two Hangouts separate rather than on the same day, so it gives people in the other half of the world chance to look at the Hangout on YouTube and then to contribute further answers, questions to the following Hangouts. So hopefully they will roll through one to the other, giving people enough time to watch both Hangouts, or to watch the Hangout that they can't attend due to the time zone issues. That's where we are for now. You can join online, fill in the membership application form, and that takes you to PayPal, where you can pay online. Should you not have a PayPal account or not wish to open one, then you can download the membership application form and send it off by post to our postal address in Lancashire, where it will be processed and you'll be notified of your membership number, etc. If you have any problems or suggestions about the website, if you get in touch with me, webmaster@surnamesociety.org, I'll do my level best to answer them. Why should you join us? hey, we're cheap. And hopefully we will deliver out of a modern 21st century organisation moving forward. And that's about it from me. So back to Kirsty.
All right, that's brilliant. Thanks, Colin. And I would say that as well as suggesting things to us, if anybody has any skills that they are prepared to give to the team, we have got a team of 7 who've driven this so far. But of course, the more hands we have on deck, the more hands we have to actually do all sorts of exciting things with the new society. So we will be considering some new posts. So perhaps on the website we'll put up some situations vacant when we know the jobs that we actually need. But if you've got any particular skills that you can offer, please do let us know. So in terms of our email addresses, they're very, very easy. They go with our roles. So chair@surname-society.org. They all end with surname-society.org. So mine is chair, Steve is vice-chair, Mandy is secretary or info, as she said earlier on. Jenny is social-network. She's our social networking coordinator. Elizabeth is editor at, and Linda will be treasurer at. And Colin's already said his. So if you need to get in touch with any of us, please do so. And we'll be delighted to hear from you with ideas and offers of voluntary support to the society. That's all from me, I think, Colin.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I'll now stop the broadcast on YouTube. This video will remain public on YouTube and will also be linked to the website in the next couple of days. Thank you very much for listening to us.